Hello guys, my name is Zane Lakani, and today I'm going to teach you guys how to multiply monomials. So monomials, I'm going to show you what they are right now. So let me start with a quick question, and don't get overwhelmed by this. It kind of looks pretty, it looks pretty like royal, but it's really not. It's actually a very simple concept that I'm going to try making easy for you guys. So right now our question is m cubed n, close parentheses, open parentheses, mn squared. So what we want to do first is we want to look at our terms. So we have m and we have n. So what we want to do is we want to do m first. So when we have this type of scenario, we want to add the exponents. So this is called the product of the power rule. So what we want to do is we want to get the m cubed plus the m by itself. But the m by itself basically has a 1 because anything by itself has an exponent of 1. So we want to add the exponents. But the thing is about this, it's not adding the m's, we're adding the exponents. So what we want to do here is we want to do adding the exponents, not the m's. We actually multiply the m's. But since there's nothing in front of the m's, we do not multiply them right now. We just write m to the power 4. Pretty simple, right? So now what we want to do is we want to do the n's now. So we have n and n squared. We want to add n1, just like here, plus n squared is n to the power of 3. So now we basically have our answer, but what we want to do is we want to put it in alphabetical order. So L, M, N. So M comes first, then N. So you want to write M, 4, N, 3. That's your answer right there. M4 and N3. And the reason why you don't, even if you had a bigger exponent, like right here, if N had the bigger exponent, you still write it over here. You don't want to write it over here. It's not the bigger exponent. You have to write the alphabetical order. And that's something many people make a mistake on, but it's very simple. So make sure you pay attention and you make sure you do that. So now that we did part 1 of the question, or question number 1, let's do question number 2. This is a little bit harder. So let's try question number 2. So question number 2 is going to be parentheses a square b, close parentheses, open parentheses again, 5 b 4. So just like the last part, we want to get the first term, which is a, right here, and we want to add it up with the second term, which is the other a, which is the 5. So we're going to do a square plus a 5. And together we should get a 7. So now we have to do the b's. So b and b. So we're going to have b1 plus b4. And the reason why I put 1 again is because 1b has no exponent. So when it has no exponent, that means you have to put a 1 because it automatically has a 1. And b1 plus 4 is 5. a5. And now, b5, my mistake. b5. And now we know the answer for both questions. So we can just put it in order, just like normal. a7, b5. Just like I told you, very easy. So now guys, since we did 2 questions by now, I want to do one last question. And this question is going to be pretty scary, but when you look at it, it looks pretty big. It's not that big. When you look at it, it looks really big. I'm not going to lie. So the question is, parentheses 3x square y square and z, close parentheses, open again, 2x square y square and z cube. So that question does look pretty big, but it's almost as simple as all the other ones, except unlike the other questions, there's actually a coefficient in front of both terms. So what we want to do is we have to actually multiply this time. So we have 6, because 3 times 2 is 6, and we have x squared. But one thing we want to do first is, I made the mistake of accidentally multiplying first. There's nothing wrong with that, but I like to actually do the adding first. So we have x squared plus x squared, and we should get x4. And since 3 and 2 is 6, your answer should be 6x4 for the first part. Now, for the x. Now let's get the y. So we have 3 terms in this scenario, x, y, and z. So now we want to do y. So we have y squared and y squared. And we're going to add those together to get y to the power of 4. And that was probably really simple. Now we just have z, and that looks even easier. So z plus z to the power 3. And z is also to the power of 1. So we have z to the power of 4. So now we just gotta do assembly. So what comes first? X, y, and then z. So we have 6x to the power of 4, y to the power of 4, and z to the power of 4. And as I told you before, these are very easy questions. Even though it looks very big, very convincing, very tough, it is not very tough. So please, I hope you guys enjoyed my video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I hope you enjoyed my video. Thank you, and bye-bye.